So here first we take this 1 1 2 1 2 3. So I can see I have three rows. Don't get confused with these patterns, only we are trying to solve this pattern. Okay, hello all. In this video we are going to solve question number 2, that is printing patterns. Okay, under miscellaneous section in JNTU R18 language syllabus. For that, what I did was I already copy pasted the program in my VS Code and named my program as problem-2.c. So let's quickly dive in and start writing the code. So the basic functions like main, printf, scanf that are needed to kick off a C program, I made a separate video on that, so you can view that link in the description. So before you start solving this problem, I highly encourage you to watch the basics video followed by for loops as well. And this loops concepts also you need to understand better, because here we'll be using multiple loops, loop within loop, to print these patterns. So first we'll try to understand how we can print this pattern. Okay, we'll try to write the logic. So here first we take this 1 1 2 1 2 3. So I can see I have three rows. Don't get confused with these patterns, only we are trying to solve this pattern. Okay, so I have three rows, 1 2 3, and at the same time I have three columns, 1 2 3 columns. So I can write one loop for 3 times. Outer loop I'll run for 3 times. Okay, I'll take int I, int j. So outer loop, if we call the outer loop as rows, I have 3 rows. So I'll call I equal to 0, I less than 3, and I plus plus. Okay, so it starts from 0 1 2. So three times the outer loop will be iterating, and also columns also I have to iterate for 3 times. So I'll take another for loop and I'll call it as j this time, and j less than 3 and j plus plus. And now I'll simply try to print I, and let's check it out what exactly is happening. Okay, then we'll try to debug, and then we'll try to tweak the program and understand how this is actually working. I open the terminal, I'm gonna compile it, problem2-o, I'll call it as patterns. Okay, every time I do this mistake, I'll forget to actually include the header file. Okay, compile it, perfecto. Now what I'll do is I'll give patterns. Oh my goodness, what's happening here? So, oh, the output is gone. Again, I can run. So 3 times 0 I got, 3 times 1 I got, 3 times 2 I got. So if I put printf new line here, so at least I'll get to know what's happening. And if I actually put a space here, I think, okay, again semicolon. So what happens here, I'll get a new line, and between these 3 elements or 3 columns I'll have space. Compile, perfect, see. And but here 1 2 1 2 3 has come, so it started from 1. So what I can do is I can actually start here from 1 and end it in 4. Okay, and then because I'm printing I, right, so I value I'm starting from 1. So compile it, run it. Okay, 1 2 2 2 3 3 3 has come. So we made some progress. But here, if you understand, if I am in one row, there is only one column, and if I am in second row, I have 2 columns. If I am in third row, I have 3 columns. So basically depends on whichever row I have, those many columns I have. So what I can do is here, instead of 3, I'll give j less than I and j plus plus. Instead of I, I'm going to print j, and let's see now what happens. Okay, perfect. We got this pattern, right angle triangle pattern, but zeros are coming. So because we are printing j is initialized to 0, so I can give 1 and put equal here, and then I can compile it, run it. Perfect. So here you have to spend some time. Okay, take a piece of paper and try to debug it. If you look at the for loops also that I explained, I clearly debugged each and every line what's happening exactly. Here also we tried around by changing the I values and j values and trying to understand rows and columns and what to be put to actually print the pattern, and finally we are able to be successful in printing this pattern. And next, if you see, the pattern is same thing. All we have to do is instead of printing J, we have to print star. That's it. I'm talking about the second program. Okay, I'll give space here and compile it, no problems. Perfect. So second problem is also done. We didn't do anything because our loops are perfectly running fine. So instead of printing J, the values here, I simply put asterisk and it did work. Okay, now we'll try to print 1 2 3 4 5 6. So previously what we had percentile tj. If we print this, we are going to get this pattern. Or instead of that, if I print I, what happens? Let's check out. See, all we have to do is either you can directly solve it on a piece of paper and come and directly code it, or you can experiment like this as well, how I'm doing. Okay, but here also I'm getting the pattern, but these numbers are not dependent on either I or J. So what I can do is I can take another variable and I'm going to call it as count equal to 0. Okay, or I can print directly count to 1. Here I'll print count, and simply what I'm going to do is I'm going to give count plus and check it out what happens, because irrespective of the pattern, this pattern is perfect, but the numbers we are supposed to get 1 2 3 4. So 1, I'm count variable starts from 1 and goes count variable, it keeps on incrementing. Whenever I come out, it'll be what you call cancelled, or it will be no more. Okay, so we'll try to compile it, run it. Perfect. Now we got the perfect out 1 2 3 4 5 6. And now we'll try to print this logic already we've got here. What we did was we actually gave or printed I value. So I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna print I, and even if I put count variable there, it doesn't make any difference because we are not using count anyways, right? So otherwise I can simply delete it or comment it. So I is perfectly fine, but we need to get 4 as well. So what I can do is I can run it till 5 times. That's it. Perfect. 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 4 4. So now let's try to print this. It's looking little bit complex. Okay, it looks complex, but if we follow the same logic that we followed previously, it's like 6 rows we are supposed to take, right? Not 6, 5, 1 2 3 4 5. So I'll run the loop for 5 times and let's check it out. What's the output? Obviously we printed the output previously. I'm going to give star, and we don't need this anymore. And see, we are supposed to get another row here, 5th row, but all stars. Looking at this logic. Okay, we'll compile it and we'll check it. Compile, no errors, nothing. Success. So basically we've got the output as expected, but here we are supposed to get till here. It's fine, 1 2 and 3 columns I have, but here it is reducing, right? Again I'm getting 2 and then I'm getting 1. So till 3 rows this output is fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put this logic like if my I is greater than 3, then the logic should be changed, else the same logic should be followed. Okay, so let's try to figure it out, try to run it and see what's going to be the output. And I think 4th and 5th rows will be gone, because yes, 4th and as expected 4th and 5th are gone, because here we need to write the logic. Here what we are supposed to do when I am at the 4th row, okay, so 4th row and finally it'll run till 5, right? So I'll take I take a loop and J, I'll start with I. So basically here it will be 4, so I'll start from 4 and run till J less than or equal to 5 and J plus plus. So I'll simply print this. What's happening here is, okay, something went wrong. Okay, what's happening here? Let's try to understand. Okay, let's try to write this explanation. So first, initially my I will be 1 and I less than, I will be 1, and I less than or equal to 5, that is 1 less than or equal to 5, it is true. So obviously I'll get into the loop now. Here I is greater than 3, no, I is 1 here, it's not 3. So I'll directly go here and my j equal to 1 and 1 less than or equal to I, which is 1, which is also true. Hence I'll get into the loop and I'll simply, what I'll do, I'll simply print star. And again, next what happens, my j is equal to 2 and 2 less than or equal to 1, which is false obviously. So I'll come out and now my outer loop will be 2. So my outer loop will be 2. So I'm going to put 2 and 2 less than or equal to 5, obviously true. Again I'll get into the j loop, and j again 1 is less than or equal to, my I is how much, 2, so true. So obviously another star will be printed, and again j is equal to, j will be incremented, 2 less than or equal to 2, which is true, so another star will be printed. And then again j equal to 3 and 3 less than or equal to 2, which is false, so it will come out. So star will be printed here, 2 stars will be printed. So don't get confused here, star and 2 star. This star we actually got it from here, so in order to avoid confusion, it's true, right? So a star will be printed. So in first iteration we got 1 star asterisk, and second iteration we got 2 stars, and again we will come out of the loop, and this time I will be 3 and 3 less than or equal to 5, true. Again we'll get into the loop, and this time what happens, okay, the copy paste did not happen well. Okay, this time 1 is less than or equal to 3, so obviously true, and here also 3, obviously true, and here also 3, obviously true, and then comes what, and then comes j equal to 4. So obviously when j equal to 4 and 4 less than or equal to 3, obviously false, it will come out of the loop. Now it comes to I equal to 4, I equal to 4, and then 4 less than or equal to 5, which is true, and comes here, and here we actually put an if condition when I is greater than 3. Yes, my I is greater than 3, now 4, so it will come into this loop instead of this loop previously that got executed. So here I'm taking j equal to I, so my j is I, how much, j is nothing but 4, and then my j is less than or equal to 5. So 4 is less than or equal to 5, which is true. So obviously what I'm going to do, I'm going to print a star, and then again j plus plus, which is going to be 5 less than or equal to 5, true. I'm going to print another star, and comes here j equal to 6 is less than or equal to 5, which is false, so I'll exit the loop. So if you see carefully, first iteration we got 1 asterisk, second iteration we got 2, yes, and third iteration we got 3, and next fourth iteration we've got only 2, so our logic is correct. So finally my I would become how much, my I would be 5 now. So 5 less than or equal to 5, which is true. Again I'll come here, again I'm going to print my j would be 5, and 5 less than or equal to 5, true. My j would be 6 less than or equal to 5, which is false, so obviously only 1 star will be printed, and again I'll exit the loop and I'll come here, my I will be 6 now. So 6 less than or equal to 5, which is false, not true, it is false. Okay, then I'll exit the outer loop. So the best way to actually learn these patterns more, and also particularly when you're writing programs like add matrices and subtract matrices and reading data into two-dimensional arrays, you are going to work with for loops a lot. So the best way, as I always say, take a piece of paper and try to debug what I actually showed here step by step. If you do this and practice more often, then you'll slowly start mastering these concepts. That's it, we are done printing these 5 patterns. Thank you all for watching the video. If you like the video, go ahead and like the video, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for more similar content.